Uptown After Dark. We got sex, we got adult conversations, and we got real life issues all here on Uptown After Dark. Tonight we are going to be talking about the games people play in relationships. Usually people try to make this into a gender debate, right? Who plays more games, men, women? We're not gonna do that tonight. We're just gonna generally talk about the games people play in relationships. As always, we got to get to the business. For those of you who this is your first time seeing this program, Uptown After Dark, thank you. We appreciate you. We know in the world of podcasting, you definitely have a plethora of other choices out there, and we appreciate you logging on to Uptown After Dark. We have the Uptown After Dark website where you can go and check out other episodes of Uptown After Dark. You can watch them on YouTube, stream them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. We also have the Uptown After Dark merch store. You could buy t-shirts, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Get your fresh on. Remember, life is too short for boring sex. And we also have a little comment section for the people who want to leave, a question for Uptown for the Ask Uptown segment. You can leave that there all at Uptown After Dark. Tonight we also have another Ask Uptown segment that we're gonna get into after we get into this conversation about the games people play in relationships. So remember, we got the sex talk, we got the adult conversations, and we also have real life issues all here on Uptown After Dark. We're gonna talk about it all. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday, hump day, all that good stuff. So hopefully after you're done watching Uptown After Dark, you go hump something. You know what I'm saying? We applaud that there. We are a sex positive podcast. We promote, sex positivity and all that good stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna just take another minute. For people who are on right now, please share this. Share with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Uptown After Dark is where it's at. And we about to jump right into this. Tonight, usually I'm on my Douce thing. Tonight we got some De Leon tequila. Shout out to Diddy. Maybe one day he'll cut me a check, put me on revolt. We'll see what happens. I'm saying? You got to believe in it. You got to speak it into existence. You know what I'm saying? Year from now, revolt. We out there. You know what I'm saying? So, games people play in relationships. So, this list that I have curated in regards to games people play in relationships is not in any particular order. However, right, the one that I felt like is the most damaging, or one of the most damaging games that people play in relationships, I did save that one for last. But we're gonna start in the beginning, right? So you're walking down the street, you meet someone, you engage in conversation, or do people still meet people on the street anymore? I wonder, because I feel like a lot of people meet via social media or dating apps, sliding in the DMs, things of that nature. But let's say you just happen to meet someone in the street, the good old fashioned way, and you get their number, right? For some people, that's exactly where the games start, because they feel like they gotta wait 2 3 days before texting or calling because they don't want to seem thirsty or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I say, if you like a person, you see that you're interested, there is nothing wrong with hitting them up that same day, later on that day. Let them know that I met you, I'm thinking about you, and get the ball rolling. Why start out playing games? For those of you who are in shock, yes, I did trim my beard. It's true. You're not being catfished, which is one of the games that people play. We're gonna get into that one in a little bit, but nobody's being catfished right now. This is the real Uptown Brown, Ratchet Poppy, Mr. Receipts, all that. I am here. It's just the face is a little lighter, but my beard. We here. We just we trimmed it a little bit. That's all. I'm looking wild young right now. This is like young Uptown. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you. Somebody said compliment said it's nice. I don't really like it. I can't wait for my shit to grow back. But I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. Um, so right, for me, you know, I think one of the games that I see people play that irks my spirit is people who go out of their way to make their mate jealous, right? Jealousy is such an ugly thing. It shows insecurity, it shows lack of trust. And when you do that with the intent, just because you want to get a reaction, I guess because you want to use that as a barometer to gauge how much a person really likes you or how much a person is really into you, is very immature and juvenile, to say the least. And it shouldn't be done. I mean, if you want to know if a person cares, they will show you. Or if you have a problem and you feel like there is not any clarity to where their feelings may lie, have a conversation about it. Be direct. You know what I'm saying? Don't play the games. Because games just lead to more games, and then next thing you know, we all playing games, and then, you know what I'm saying, nothing healthy comes out of that, right? You know what I'm saying? All that does is games equal toxicity, right? The more games you play, the more toxic your relationship will become. I guarantee you that. Um, oh, this is a good one, right? But I'm gonna skip to that one because I feel like the next two on my list, they kind of go coincide with each other. So I'm gonna get back to them in a minute. But uh, I think my list says men not stating their true intentions, but I'm gonna switch that up to people not stating their true intentions. I think that, man or woman, if you just want sex, say that. If you just want, a cuddle buddy, during cuffing season, you know what I'm saying? Say that. If you just want to Netflix and chill, say that. If you just want a friendship, don't lead the person on to making them think that they may have the possibility of getting more with you when you only want to be friends right now because that's all you have the time with, right? Don't, whatever the situation is, state what your true intentions are and stick to it. And if at any point in time you feel like your intentions are changing, have a conversation about it, because you never know, the person that you're dealing with could be on the same page about the changing of the intentions, right? Y'all could have just started out on some, we just kicking it and we just having fun and enjoying each other's company, and we don't necessarily want to give ourselves a title, right? And then next thing you know, you fast forward, y'all kicking it a couple of months, y'all enjoying each other's company, and you're like, you know what, maybe we could take this to, a whole another level. But I think, without having the conversation, you kind of lead yourself down the wrong path, right? Plus, there is a huge difference between, what you prefer and what you should expect. Preferences and expectations are not the same, so you want to make sure that you have clarity, so that way there's no uh, disconnect between the preferences and the expectations of whatever your situation is. Um, Catfishing. Well, first of all, you know, I got catfishing, hat fishing, and dick fishing, right? Now, I'm gonna take off my hat. There is hair here. I am not hat fishing. You know what I'm saying? I wear a lot of hats. People always ask me why I wear hats, and my real answer is, besides the fact that I like hats, and I'm from Harlem, and when I was raised, we were told that we had to get fly from head to toe, meaning that head to toe, meaning we had to have a hat to go with every outfit. But my grown man 40 plus answer is, um, I know that I'm a king, and a king should always have a crown. So these are my crowns. You know what I'm saying? My crowns come in the form of Yankee fitteds with, dope pins on them, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. Um, Sometimes it's a bucket. Sometimes it might be, a different type of situation. But, as a king, I keep my crowns nice. But catfishing, right? Um, I think that there's definitely more potential for women to catfish men than there is for men to catfish women, right? Like a dude is either gonna, it's either not gonna, like let's say you meet a dude online, right? Is either A, worst case scenario, it's not gonna be him at all, right? B, maybe he's hat fishing you, right? He's wearing hats all the time, but I mean, at the end of the day, is that really like a bad thing? I know some women are into hair, but I, I don't have any accurate stats on this, but I feel like at least 70% of black men look good with a bald head, right? So even if he got a bald head under his hat, it still look good. It's only bad when, he got he looking like LeBron. He's a billionaire. LeBron is way too rich for his hair to be looking the way it looks. Like it's ridiculous. So does uh my dude KD. Like these dudes get way too much money for their hair situations to be looking the way they be looking. But I guess it don't matter when you that rich. I guess nobody's really gonna care. But I feel like they should watch the people that they got in their life because clearly they're around people that's not keeping it a buck with them. They should be somebody should be tapping LeBron on the shoulder like, yo, Bron, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody should be, get KD a barber and some lotion because he was walking around looking all ashy and shit. But the next worst case scenario, right, with a dude with catfishing, uh, he told you he was 5'10", and then you meet him and he's 5'3". But with a man catfishing a woman, those are the three worst case scenarios. Either it's not him at all, right? He's hat fishing you, or he is short, right? And then there's the other situation. If you get to the point where you have exchanged adult photos, maybe he did like Safari, he dick fished you. You know what I'm saying? But women, the opportunities for women to catfish men are limitless. You know what I'm saying? Between filters and angles, it seems like almost every woman knows how to take a photo at that angle where she stands to the side and she poke out her butt and she put her hands in front of her like this to try to minimize her stomach. You know what I'm saying? And then she pokes out her butt. Like women are mastered. They have mastered angles more than the goddamn Doctor Strange. You know what I'm saying? It is fucking ridiculous out here. But between filters and like, listen, if you got eyelashes, those ain't your real eyelashes. If you got contacts, those ain't your real eyes. If you got on a pusher bra, your titties don't really sit up that high. If you got on a waist trainer, you know what I'm saying? Your stomach ain't really that flat. You know what I'm saying? If you got a weave, that ain't really your hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got on makeup, do you really have good skin under that makeup? Like, there's so many ways in which a woman can catfish a man, but don't let a dude do it. Women will act like it's the end of the goddamn world. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, a lot of these things that women do, they do in order to be attractive for men, right? But I think the same way how you are not willing to give a man grace if he told you he was 5'10" and you meet him and he's 5'2", don't expect him to give you any grace if when you take all that shit off and you don't look how you originally looked and he's sitting there, and don't hit him with the, oh well, I just wanted to see if you like me for me. Well, you didn't like him for him when he was short. So it is what it is, right? But either way, you know I think if people are honest and transparent, you want somebody to like you for you, show them the real you, right? And and listen, I am a fan of people working on themselves, right? If you want to get your teeth fixed, if you want to get, a BBL, if a dude want to go to the gym, I'm okay. Hey Celeste, how you doing? Right? I'm okay with people attempting to enhance and better themselves, right? But, to a degree, some of that is playing games, especially if, you know, you are doing the most to conceal the real you, right? And you're not allowing that person to get to know the real you. There's an element of game playing to it. Um, Women playing hard to get. Listen, I think that we live in a world where people, men and women alike, right? They have, you know, millions of options of mates at their fingertips, right? So if you like a person, say it. Don't expect the person to chase you that hard to get shit is so played out, and you can end up missing out on a good person just because you were playing hard to get it. You was waiting for them to chase you. Meanwhile, the girl up the street, you know what I'm saying? She was actually really showing homeboy interest, so he decided that he gonna rock with her. That is a great observation, Celeste. I do agree that the visuals get you, but it's the spirit and the energy and the connection that at the end of the day will keep two people together. But let's not play games with each other. You know what I'm saying? Um, Withholding sex. Um, Ladies, this one is specifically for you guys. Um, I and I think most men would agree. There's never been a woman on the planet that I have slept with that I said to myself, I respect her more because she made me wait for this vagina. That is a lie. I know Steve Harvey told you, ladies, that y'all need to make him wait 3 months for the benefits. Withholding sex is a power play. It's only a power play if he don't got no other options. It's only a power. Listen, if you not fucking him, but shorty around the corner is willing to fuck him, it's not a power play. You think it's a power play. That's because, and it's sad to say this, right? And I don't want to seem like I am bashing women, right? But uh, a lot of women arrogantly feel like their vaginas are so amazing that withholding it actually means something. Um, and now, granted, if you're in a committed relationship or you're in a marriage, that's kind of different, right? Because um, the expectation is that your spouse is not going to run off and sleep with somebody else if you are withholding sex. But even with that, right? If you withhold sex from your husband for a year, congratulations, you played yourself. That's all I'm gonna say to that. I think that if you withhold sex from your spouse for a year, right? And that works both ways. I'm not gonna just put it on a woman. If there's a man, you not fucking your wife, right? Um, because there's a myth out there. Women have just as strong libidos as men do, if not stronger. You know what I'm saying? Women want to get dick down all the time, the same way, you know what I'm saying, niggas want coochie, right? Now, some women, depending on, you know, the trauma that they may have gone through in their life, sex may not be a priority. But for a woman who doesn't have any of those external issues, she wants to get fucked. So even the dude, like if you thinking, that your dingling is supposed to be, you thinking you king dingling, you know what I'm saying, and you thinking that you withholding sex from your lady is supposed to mean something. Listen, you withhold sex and you gonna be on a countdown clock. A countdown clock to see how long it's gonna take before your mate cheats. Keep counting. Day one. See what happens when you're on day 120. You know what I'm saying? Do the math. How many months is that? At 6 months. After day 120, listen, don't be mad. I'm just saying, don't be mad. You can't withhold sex from people and think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, especially if you are in a committed relationship or a marriage, that is a contract with sex as an expectation, right? You know, nobody married you because they want to look up in your pretty face all goddamn day or look up in your handsome face. Like, nah, sex is a part of the deal. Sex is a listen. Sex has always been a part of the deal, right? So don't think that you withholding sex is supposed to mean some shit. It is not a power play. So whoever thinks it's a power play, I know you said it's a power play, Celeste. Um, it's not much of a power play. It's a limit. It's a limited power play at best. I'm just saying. Um, let's see. Uh, Speaking of which, right? You know, since we talked about cheating, another game that is played, right? Trying to entrap your mate to cheat. Um, I think that that is that is a horrible thing to do, right? Because everybody's definition of willpower is different, right? Um, I know some men that are friends of mine that will remain nameless, right? That their definition of willpower is staying off social media because they have recognized that some of the things that they see on social media are just a little bit too tempting for them. So they choose not to partake in any social media, right? You know what I'm saying? Or some dudes feel like their definition of willpower is not putting themselves in compromising positions, meaning, right, they not going to strip clubs and they not putting themselves in one-on-one situations with women that they know they ain't got no business being with, right? But if you, as the other partner in this relationship, you choose to set up your mate and put them in a compromising situation, and then something happened, I don't think you should be mad. You know what I'm saying? Because if they doing their best to keep themselves away from these situations, away from these scenarios, and then you facilitate and curate a specific situation just to see what your person is gonna do, that's like playing with fire. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that that is a game that should not be played. Um, Speaking of which, another game that I don't think should be played is the whole creating of dummy social media accounts, right? And this one I'm gonna say honestly is specifically for the women, right? Because I don't know too many dudes who are creating fake social media accounts to spy on their women. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying me personally, in my circle of friends, shout out to the Real Niggas Association of America. You know what I'm saying? Um, in my circle of friends, this is not happening, right? But women, from what I hear, um, not only create fake social media accounts to spy on their men, but they will have shared fake social media accounts where it's just one account, but maybe 4 or 5 women use it for the purpose of spying on their men. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what pictures he like, see what pictures he, put hard eyes on, see what he like. You know, that's just games. You know what I'm saying? I think, at the end of the day, if you have issues with your mate and how they use their social media, then address it. Address it, make it known, and have a conversation about it. That's all I can tell you. Um, you know, um, Another thing that should not be done on social media, another game that people play, um, subbing your mate, right? Um, I it is a pet peeve of mine. I hate when I am on social media and I read a post from somebody, whether it's a friend, whether it's somebody I used to talk to, whatever the case may be, right? And I feel like they throwing subs. I'll like the post, right? Don't get it twisted. I will like the post because I want you to know I see you. You know what I'm saying? Watch this. You know what I'm saying? I see you. You know what I'm saying? But um, I am also the type of person that instead of going back and forth with you on social media, right? I'm just gonna hit you up directly and be like, do we have a motherfucking problem? Do we have a problem? Do we have a problem? That's all I'm doing. I'm actually, do we have a problem? And because sometimes, but if you're gonna ask somebody if you have a problem, be prepared for them to look you straight in your face or be on the phone with you, and just know that they're gonna deny it. Because if they really was gangsters, they would have said it to you directly. So when you approach said person and you ask them, yo, I feel like you kind of subbing me, you know what I'm saying? Like be prepared for them to deny it, because like I said, if they was really about it, they would have hit you directly anyway. So don't allow the frustration of them denying it to get you too flustered or worked up. Just understand that they playing games and they on some bullshit, and handle them accordingly. Whatever accordingly means to you, whether it means stop fucking up with them, stop, block them, slap the shit out of them, whatever accordingly means to you, handle them accordingly. Accordingly to me means you're gonna get the shit slapped out of you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I don't promote violence. I'm a man of God. No violence, you know what I'm saying here, but I'm just saying. Um, let's see what else we got here. Um, People that wanna put their partners through all type of extra shit just to see how much they care, right? I think that if you are that insecure and you need to constantly be reassured, and you need to do things and say things and act out just to see how much the person that you with really cares, that says a lot about your current state of mind. And it's just games. And hopefully when the person finds out, they handle you accordingly. We just gonna always default back to handling. When people play games, handle them accordingly. Whatever accordingly means to you, however you define handling a motherfucker accordingly to be, that's what I want you to do, right? um Another good one, right? Games people play in relationships. People who play with birth control, right? That means that, where do I want to start with this, right? You know, for women lying and saying that they knocked up so they could get some abortion money out of niggas, to niggas that's fucking bitches raw and want to tell them, oh, I want you to have my baby. Stop all the dumb shit. That's why I say both sides. I don't want women to feel like I'm just calling them out, and I don't want men to stop all the niggas. Gotta listen. That's a big, or the other way around, right? If your dude fucking you raw and you know you don't want to have no goddamn, oh, come at me, daddy. No, no, stop it. Like, stop that shit. Cause then when y'all gotta face the reality of, and listen, y'all see what they did with Roe versus Wade. Play around with that shit if you fucking want to. Play around if you want to. That's not what you want. I guarantee you, it's not what you want. Stop trying to scam people out of money. Stop telling people you want them to have your baby. If you are dealing with the guy and y'all decide y'all want to, not be like my brother Captain Condom and Lady Latex, and you don't want to use protection anymore, and you decide that y'all want to have a conversation about birth control, right? Have the conversation about birth control. But if you say you're gonna get on, whether it's Depo, the shot, NuvaRing, IUD, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them. I know, listen, you know, whatever it is, whatever you decide to do, just actually do it. Don't tell a dude that you on some shit and you not really on some shit and then continue to be irresponsible. Captain Condom will not like that. He wants everybody to be responsible out here. He told me, listen, Captain Condom texted me earlier today and told me to let you know that's his message to you guys. Be responsible. Message from Captain Condom. I'm saying, the pull out assassin. I'm saying, that's right. Yeah, so people stop playing with this birth control. It's not funny. Listen, I understand, everybody. Listen, especially for you women out there with irregular cycles, right? Y'all can't play around like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, there is no, when your shit is irregular, there's no rhythm. So how you using a rhythm method? Rhythm method with no rhythm. Type of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? You on a no music method. No music. That's, you having no music sex? That's what it's the equivalent of. No music. No rhythm, no music. And she got an irregular period, and then you just hope for the best. Nigga, you better off playing Russian roulette with your dick. I'm saying. Anyway, I digress. Anyways, we're gonna get down to the last thing on my list. Like I said, none of these games that people play in relationships were in any particular order. Just a list that I kind of, with me and the help of the executioner, you know what I'm saying, we put together this list of games people play in relationships and decided that we wanted to talk about it. Because like I said, Uptown After Dark, we talk about sex. We have adult conversations, and we talk about real life issues. That's all. Sex, adult conversations, real life issues. Like that's what we're gonna get up on our screen. You know what I'm saying? Those three things. That's what we represent here. You know what I'm saying? Sex, real life conversations, uncomfortable conversations, adult issues. We got it all for you. Now, the number one, if this list had any sort of hierarchy to it, right? I would say the biggest, or at least in the top 3 games that are played in relationships that fuck people up the most is when, you're dealing with your significant other. You guys get into an argument. Doesn't really matter what the argument's about. That's irrelevant, right? And then one of you uses this magical, toxic 2-word phrase. Does anybody that's watching right now, do you know the most toxic 2-word phrase ever to be spoken in relationships? I'm gonna give y'all a minute because I want y'all to think about it. It's a magical, toxic 2-word phrase that is usually is the beginning of the end of most relationships. Does anybody know? Telegraph, you out there? Celeste, you out there? Anybody? Who knows this magical, toxic 2-word phrase? I wish I had like the Jeopardy music in the background. No. Anyway, right? This magical, toxic 2-word phrase is do you, right? Those 2 words have never been more toxic and more the definition of game playing in a relationship. The phrase do you, right? Because the reality is, whether it's a man saying it to a woman or a woman saying it to a man, if you told the person, or in a gay relationship, right? You know what I'm saying? Woman say it to a woman, man say it to a, it doesn't matter who's saying it to who. If you are in a relationship with somebody and your partner tells you to do you, right? Do you, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. I ain't stressing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all good. You know what I'm saying? You think you the only person out here? You know what I'm saying? Y'all start talking that extra swaggy, that extra spicy talk, and then next thing you know, 2 days later, you found out he did him. She did him. She did him. He did her. Oh, so let's say get help. Listen, you shouldn't have said it in the first place. Don't talk about get help. You shouldn't listen. What you don't know is human beings, right? I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. I'm gonna get closer to the camera. Tell y'all a little secret. Human beings, 9 times out of 10, will always take the opportunity to play dumb. I'm gonna say it again. Human beings, 9 times out of 10, will always take the opportunity to play dumb. So if you tell somebody to do dumb and then they do it, they're gonna play dumb. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna be upset. Well, you told me to do me, so I did me. Now what? You can't be mad at you. Well, you know what I meant. I don't know what you meant. I know what you said. I ain't a mother. I'm not Miss Cleo. I'm Uptown Brown. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm telling you, right, is, the moral of all of this topic of the whole show, right? When you think about the games people play in relationships, right? They stem from 3 things. They stem from a lack of communication, right? They stem from lack of emotional maturity, and they stem from people not saying what they mean and meaning what they say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. So if you don't want the person that you with to do you, don't say it. Because when it happens, what are you gonna do? You can't do nothing but be upset, frustrated, and devastated. But meanwhile, this is something that you brought on yourself. Because all that, he knew better, or you knew what I meant, all that shit goes out the window, because a person gonna look at you and play dumb and shit. I didn't know what you meant. You was upset. I really thought that this time was the end, and I thought it was gonna be over. So I just went and did, and now you sitting here like, damn. Because people gonna really use that shit to their advantage, especially if they already had a motherfucker lurking anyway. Listen, if you thought the reason you told them was to do you was because they had somebody else anyway, then you just gave them permission to run over to that somebody else. You just gave them permission to run over to the somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So why would you even play that game? Matter of fact, that's not even playing a game. That's called you played yourself. Right? Don't play yourself. Because listen, people will hit you with that okie that, well, our argument, was real toxic, it was real intense, and we was going at it. And, I felt like this was the last time. I thought it was over between us. So, like I went over to her house and she was naked doing yoga. And I tripped and I fell in the pussy. She was doing yoga. I'm saying some women like to do yoga naked, hot, steamy, wet yoga. You know what I'm saying? And then he tripped over one of the little baby toys. And then his zipper happened to unzip as he was falling. Talking to them. You know what I'm saying? And then it happens. Don't play yourself, though. Don't let it happen to you. Don't ever use the words "do you" in a relationship. Especially if you don't mean it. Listen, if you really mean it and you don't give a fuck about the potential consequences that's gonna happen after you say that, then by all means, you know what I'm saying? Keep that same "I said what I said" type energy. Keep it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it, stand by it. Listen, I applaud it. But if you really don't mean that and you just talking tough because, you upset and you allowing your pride to get the best of you, just understand that true love does not have pride. So there's nothing wrong with you allowing yourself to be vulnerable and saying, nah, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna stay your ass right here. Fuck do you. No, nigga. You ain't doing shit but staying here. Now, get naked. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but staying here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit but You know what I'm saying? That's what you really should say. Work on getting to the makeup sex instead of telling the person to do you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, I don't think people should play those games. Those games or any of the games, or even if there's some games that are not mentioned in this episode, do not play. The moral of this is do not play games in your relationship. Because you playing games is you playing yourself. And I'm sure nobody here that's watched, nobody that can hear the sound of my voice wants to play themselves. Um, I'm sure you don't want the people that are around you that you care about to play themselves. So you better tell them to watch this. I'm trying to put you up on game. You know what I'm saying? But that is the end of tonight's Uptown After Dark. This is episode 19. Games people play in relationships. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you're watching this right now, you can always share this. You know, somebody could go watch it on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube. We have the Uptown After Dark website where we have a merchandise store. You can go watch the previous episodes of Uptown After Dark, as well as, comment and leave me a message for the segment that we about to do now called Ask Uptown. So hopefully y'all ready for tonight's Ask Uptown segment. We about to get into it. Here we go. All right, dear Uptown, my fiance and I are working on our guest list for our wedding, and he wants to invite an ex that he has become friends with. I don't have an issue with him being friendly with this woman, but I've had some encounters with her, and she was extremely standoffish. My fiance told me not to worry about it because that's how she is with new people. I have received bad vibes from her in the past, and I don't feel comfortable with her being there. I feel like this should be our special day filled with people who genuinely love us. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Um, usually I read the email and then I gotta go back and dissect it. You know what I'm saying, line for line. So please bear with me. We're gonna take this from the tippy top. Um, Dear Uptown, that's me. If y'all didn't know, Uptown here. You know what I'm saying? But it could have said Ratchet Poppy, but tonight it said Uptown. Anyway, my fiance and I are working on our guest list for our wedding, and he wants to invite a friend, an ex that he has become friends with. So first and foremost, congratulations on some black people. I'm sure most of the people that follow me are black. I'm assuming these are some melanated folks. So congratulations on two people that are engaged and that they are planning for their wedding. I celebrate black love. I applaud you. Um, I think that this woman is a pretty progressive to say that she doesn't have an issue with him being friendly with this woman. Somebody said stock up on Plan B. That is, yeah, stock up on Plan B. Don't be fucking up. You know what I'm saying? That was the episode. We getting down to the Axe Uptown. You know what I'm saying? She says she doesn't have a problem with him being friendly with this woman, which I think is very progressive of this woman, because I feel like there are a lot of women who would just feel like she's an ex, she an ex for a reason, and you should just leave that heifer alone. Why you want to be friends with her? You want to be friends with her vagina too? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, right? Um, Now, he said that she said that she's had encounters with her in the past, and she was extremely standoffish. And her fiance said that don't worry, that's how she is with new people, right? So I'm gonna say this, right? I think that sometimes we gotta hear and really listen to the people that we deal with and that we're in a relationship with, and really hear what they're saying and not attempt to invalidated based on how we feel, right? Because for him to just invalidate it and be like, well, that's how she is with new people, I think that even if that's how she is, that woman, knowing that he's in a relationship and he has a fiance, she should, if she still wants to remain friends with him, she should work harder on being friendly and trying to befriend his lady. Because a woman should know that if a man is going to be friends with his ex, right? I'm not going to say a man. A man or a woman should know, right? If you are with somebody and they allow you to be friends with your ex, um, it's only because they allow it, right? Because you can still maintain that friendship in secrecy, but you shouldn't have friendships that you have to lie about, right? So if she's openly allowing you to be yourself and have this woman as a friend, if the woman can't figure it out on her own, that she should try to work a little harder to befriend your fiance, then the man should be telling her, yo, like, like, I want you and my wife to be cool. So like, she gonna be my wife. This gonna be the woman I marry. Um, that part, right? I also feel like people need to understand that in life, some relationships have to part ways. Um, and I definitely agree with the woman where she said that, she feels like her wedding should be about people that genuinely love them. You know, like there's certain days that you have in your life that are totally about you, and you get the right to be selfish. Your wedding is one of those days. Um, your birthday's one of those days, right? On your wedding and your birthday, I think you have the right to be a little bit selfish. Um, so I think that he should understand that if his fiance feels even remotely uncomfortable with this woman being there, whether that's his friend or not, you gotta pick and choose. Like you should always be choosing your wife. Listen, on your wedding day, there's no woman that is more important than your wife, even your mama. I will tell any man that on your wedding day, there is no woman that is more important to you than your soon to be wife. Your mother ain't even more important. Unless your mother is about to die, you know what I'm saying? Your mother ain't more important than on that day. Nah, your mother is, she's on the back burner. And she should understand that because hopefully your mother was married and her husband made her a priority. So she should understand that even though yes, you might have been a mama's boy, that now you trying to be a man and you gotta make certain manly decisions, right? So there's that part about it. I think that this man should understand that sometimes relationships have to part ways, and if he can't figure out how to have this friendship with his ex in a way that is comfortable for his wife, even though she said not she's okay with you being friendly with her. I think she should understand she's not gonna get invited to the wedding, because she ain't cool with your wife, and if she really wants to congratulate you on your wedding, y'all hang out another separate time. She, you know, tell her to send a gift anyway. Maybe she'll get on the wife's good side if she really fuck with you like that. If she really, really fuck with you like that, tell her to send a gift anyway. You know what I'm saying? If not, listen, that might be a friendship that, you know, homeboy might need to part ways with because it's not worth uh, compromising the peace in your household. Any relationship that you're gonna have with somebody outside of your marriage that is going to compromise the peace in your household ain't worth it. That is my advice. I hope you guys have a great wedding. I don't know who you are because you're anonymous, but I was about to say maybe I could get an invite to the wedding. I'll preside over the wedding, you know. And listen, we all come with water guns with, red paint in it. And if Shorty pull up, you know what I'm saying, when it's time to say, if anybody got any to say, we just all turn around and just spray that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know, why you brought your funky ass in here anyway? And listen, right? Tell her too, right? Speaking of, right? If y'all friends and y'all dated, and she also happens to be friends with any of your homeboys, tell her don't be trying to sneak in at somebody plus one. Don't get herself embarrassed. Don't try to sneak in as nobody plus one. And then next thing you know, she got to get dragged up out of there because she wasn't invited because you know your wife don't want her in there. Let that shit be known. Like, listen, my wife don't want you here. Y'all ain't cool. I still fuck with you, but I can't. I gotta make a decision that's the right move for my household. If she's really your friend, she'll understand that. If not, you gotta chuck her the deuces. You know what I'm saying? That's the real advice. You know what I'm saying? Tell her don't be trying to that funky shit trying to sneak up in there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't about that. We not having that type of energy, you know what I'm saying, in 2022 and the years moving forward. Nobody crashing nobody shit. You know what I'm saying? This day is supposed to be about peace and joy and black excellence and black love. Let it be that. That is it. I am Uptown Brown. Good night. Remember, you can live or you can be living. Peace.